G'day guys, welcome back to Supercoach with DR and welcome to my rapid fire round 5 BBL Supercoach review. Hope you all had a rip of a round. Now I'm going to keep this one extremely short today because we've only got about an hour before the start of the first game. So I'm not really going to review my team. I'm really just going to focus on the trades I'm looking to make this week and then the week after. But very quickly, 1,088 for a round score. That was top 4%, which is okay. Overall, sitting in the top 3%, 4,943 for an overall rank of 1,787. So went up almost 500 spots last week. I've been seeing green arrows for the last couple of weeks, which is nice. But it's a very volatile game, as I say each week. Who knows what's going to happen in the upcoming round. But that's it for the intro, guys. Let's get into the team and see what trades I'm looking to make this week. Alrighty, so did use a fair bit of my bank last week in upgrading to a couple of players. Only 3,700 left, but I think I can still work with what I've got in the side to make a few changes this week. Players of note last week, Webster was nice with a 143. What on earth was Chief doing? Didn't bowl himself. It was just shocking captaincy, in my opinion, there. Maxi, obviously, with the captain, 251. I think he set records last week, particularly with his price rise. It was almost 70K, which was absolutely unreal. Sam's is okay with a 63, Shorty with a 92, and McDermott was the other one. Really nice score with an 83 there. So what are we going to do this week in regards to trade? So if we take a look at the break evens. Now, as I mentioned before, we've got two teams on the double, which is the Scorchers and the Strikers. They're playing each other twice. So they're probably the teams that we're looking to get in. Week after that round 7, we've got 3 teams on the double. Again, it's the Scorchers. I've got a double, and they play that with the Heat and the Gades as well. So, sorry, the Hurricanes as well, not the Gades. So we've got Benny McDermott there for the week after, Billings for the week after, Tall Paul and Chowdhury. So I've already got 4 for the double next week. So I'm looking okay there. My plan is to probably get in some Scorchers and some Strikers players. So look, what do we do at the moment? We take a look at people like Sutherland, De Kock. They're not going to have another double. Hales, he's got the bye this week. Could be a nice loot for me if I need it. Webster, he's probably someone that's going to go for me, given the fact that Stars won't have another double. And he's at a pretty high price at the moment. Maxi, I'd just like to keep on to. Wasn't my things a candidate to go out. And unfortunately, I may have to look to get Sam's out because these guys I'm keeping with a double. Got the double this week, so I'm really not going to touch my bench. So I will use a boost. I've got one more boost remaining, and I will use that this week. So who are we going to get out? See you later, Chief. We're also going to trade out Webster. De Kock. Now, he may be leaving, but I'm pretty keen on using him potentially as a loophole. So he's going to actually stay for now. Was a really disappointing trade in last week. Should have gone with the Stoin, gone with the crowd there. And unfortunately, it's going to be Sam's, I think. Look, we've got Maxi or Sam's. Sam's, we know, has got the double in the last round, but I'll have plenty of time to get him back in. So out goes Daniel Sams. So what are we going to look to do here? It's a bit of a risk, I think, loading up on Scorchers, all on Scorchers, because I've already got Connolly there as well as Inglis. Is 6 too much? Maybe not. I'm not too keen on going too many strikers as well, because I've already got your Overton and the Short twins. So I'm probably keener on Scorchers, given the fact they've got 2 doubles in a row. So let's just go and we'll filter to the Scorchers. And we've got a number of good options here. So the Scorchers have always been a gun team in the in the BBL, sorry. And we've always got some nice selections to choose from. So Hardy, you can see here, 30% of sides. He's going to be a really tough player to fade. Look, I faded Stoin last week, for example. That hurt me. I just think with his talent, his ceiling and his potential, that he's someone that you pretty much have to get in. If you're backing against Aaron Hardy, then I think it's pretty risky. The Dorf, he's been in fine form. 5-round average of 89. But he is 200K. I don't love his price tag. This bloke, I think, is an absolute lock because he's got a low break even. He's 151K, and we know what he can do. Now, Andrew Tye is someone that hates having a rest. I don't think he's the type of player that will need a rest, ask for a rest. So I'm pretty confident on bringing him in. There's a couple of other players, maybe like your Behrendorfs. Are they going to have a rest? If it's not this week, maybe the next week. I'm really not too sure about that. So Hardy and Ty, I just cannot see having a rest. So I'm really keen on those two. The other bloke that I think you've almost got to get in is Jai Richardson. Now, hasn't had the best start to the BBL season, but in saying that, in my personal opinion, he's the most talented bowler that we have here in the whole comp. So surely there's got to be a time, like the Stoyan last week, where this bloke just goes bang and a much bigger level than what Stoyan did. He's an absolute monster when he's on his game, Jai Richardson. So given the fact he's on the double at 170K, he's lost... How much has he lost? Well, he must have... Well, it was about 240. So I reckon he's lost about 70K in his starting price. He's an absolute bargain. So I've got two bowlers in, and then I've got the batsman in here. Now, let's have a look at some of the other options. An option that I don't mind is Ashton Agar. He's a DPP player, and he's nice and cheap. You think he'd get his 4 overs. Who knows if he'll get a bat or not. But he's someone that I don't mind. Eskenazi, no. Turner, Marsh, Whiteman, no. So the other bloke here that you may look to get in is Zach Crawley. So he's going to open the batting. And I've been chatting with my good man, Scobie Bryant, and he thinks that the pitch is going to be an absolute road. So I do like the look of Crawley. You've got short boundaries when they're at Adelaide Oval. It should be a batter's wicket. That's what I've heard anyway. I'm no expert here, but I've been talking to the right people. So more of a batter's wicket, I think, this week. I'm pretty keen on the Crawl, for example. So I'm going to get him in for now. But what we'll quickly do as well is we'll have a look at what strikers we've got available. Now, there's a really obvious one here, and that's going to be Chris Lynn. 118 last week, but he's 190K for a batsman only. If I look at someone like a Crawley, I'm getting him at 140K, so I'm saving around 50K there, and he's got 2 doubles. Linney's only got the single double this week, but in saying that, I would like to get him in. Obviously got these 2 big boys in. Short, David Payne's another one. Obviously had the rest last week. I think he could come in and have an impact. I don't have a strikers bowler apart from... Well, I suppose I've got Overton and Short, so I suppose I've got 2 bowlers there. That should be okay. The other blokes here, Boyce, I'm not interested in really. Hose, not really. Baisley could be an interesting one. Probably not. No, so apart from Chris Lynn, and maybe a David Payne, there's not too many options that I like there. Let's just complete these trades. 36K left in the bank. And see what we're looking like anyway. So we've now got, let's have a look at how many on the double. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 out of 11 on the double. The issue that I've got is that when you've got so many players from the same 2 sides that are actually playing each other twice, if you're relying on strikers, batsmen to go well, for example, then that means that your bowlers aren't going to be going too well, or vice versa. So, look, how much will it spread over a couple of games? I'm really not too sure. So I'm not massive on this setup, given the fact that they do play each other twice, but it is what it is. I'd much rather have double game players than the single game players. So let's have a look at how I'm actually going to set up this week, because if we go to the first game, it's the Sixers and the Heat. Who knows what's going to happen with the weather there? I haven't really checked that out. So we're going to chuck the emergencies on our Heat players here. Haven't got any Sixers. So Billings and Walter are going to get the emergency, obviously, because I've got the first game. Inglis has to stay there. Hardy, Crawley. Okay, so I've got Maxi at the moment as that loop. Do you know what? I'll talk about my captain in a minute. So that will work out. So Walter can come on if he gets a great score for Maxi. If not, Chowdhury goes on. That's all good. So here, Cock's going to go off on for Short. He's obviously got the double. I'm not going to loop any of these double players. I'm just going to start them on field. I'd rather loop the singles to see how we go there. So we've got Billings is at emergency. Cool. So he scores well. I'll just leave as is. Hale stays there. If he doesn't, then I'll bring Quinton on, or even, it could be McDermott. We'll see how we go there. So those loops look okay. Now, what I'm looking to do here is not vice captain anyone. There's no point because I'm not going to put the captain on any of my single game players. It's just not going to happen. So I need to select a captain straight out. And well, who are our options? So Hardy's someone that I think will be a popular option. You could go with your Jai Richardson, hoping he gets back to his best. Big ceiling as well. Can't see a lot with Ty. No one with Connolly, I don't think. Crawley, probably not. And I don't think Inglis. We then look to our strikers players. And I've got 3, Overton, Short, and Short. So for me, if there's 3 options I'm looking at to captain this week, it's out of Aaron Hardy, Overton, and Matt Short. I think I'm just going to go with the GOAT. And that's Shorty. So I'm going to chuck the C on Shorty and hope that he goes bang. If you look at the projections there, you've got Hardy 167, Overton 151. Shorty comes in third with a 121. But I don't take the projections into account too much. I like speaking with people that know a lot about the game, like this Twitter group that I keep on banging on about. So I wouldn't take the projections too seriously at the moment. So I think that's how we're going to line up, guys, for the week. Now, looking to the next week, round 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blokes on the double. So you really only need 1 on field to have every player on a double on field. So I think I'm in a pretty good position for next week. Now, lots of you may be looking to possibly bring like a McDermott in. If you don't, maybe an Alice who's looking all right at the moment. You could bring a Hurricanes player in. You could even bring a Heat player in. But I do worry about the Heat a little bit. I think it's best maybe just to wait till next week if you're doing that. But that is it, guys. I'm going to leave it there. I said I'm going to keep this one short because we are very, very close to the start of the game. So that's how I'm looking. Let me know how you're looking down there in the comments section. All the best of luck this week, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Bye.